Take a look at this. Boom. Hook up. So let's take a look at what's gonna happen. I waited for his thingy. Boom, boom, and boom. Strong in the early game. You know, with your hook, with your third ability. Here, there, look at this. This is what I mean, guys. Yo, what is up, guys? Welcome to another Wild Rift video. And in today's video, I'm actually gonna show you that Blitzcrank is not as bad as you may think. Blitzcrank can actually be good if you know how to play him. And in today's video, I'm gonna tell you like everything you need to know and some really important things on hitting the hook, using your ultimate, your everything, okay? So in the beginning part of the video, I'm gonna explain how to build Blitzcrank. This is also very important, but if you already know how to build him, timestamps in the description to skip the build part and go to the gameplay immediately. Okay, so about Blitzcrank. I always go for Zeke's Convergence first item. Let me explain. So, sometimes I see Blitzcrank players go for Deadman's Plate. I'm not saying this is bad, because this one is actually good. You get bonus movement speed, but let me explain, guys. First of all, Zeke's Convergence gives you 40 armor and 40 magic resist, ability haste, and max mana. These are all things that are really good for Blitzcrank. Take a look at this item. All this item really gives you is max health and 50 armor and then a little bit of damage. So obviously this one is going to make you tankier. Ability haste. Ability haste means you're going to get your abilities more often. It also gives you mana, and this is very important on Blitzcrank because he has mana problems, guys. So okay, let me explain how you can play around this item. So this item is all about your ultimate. When you cast your ultimate, you get like a blizzard around you that's gonna slow the enemy. And when you're with your ADC, you're gonna buff your ADC's damage as well. So use this one when you're fighting with someone. Don't just use your ultimate randomly unless you can get a kill, of course. But use this one if there is a very high attack damage champion near you, so you can buff him. And then this one is incredibly strong. Like the slow is so good that you get from it. After that, Protector's Vow. Again, you know, with Blitzcrank, you really want to hook enemies into your allies. So you really want to stay around your allies. So Protector's Vow, you know, it gives you a lot of armor, ability haste as well, max health. And the passive is going to give you and your ally a lot of defensive stats when you get engaged on. This one is especially good in the Assassin meta right now, because when Assassins dive your ADC and your ADC is standing right next to you, he's going to get a massive shield so he can tank it up. So here it depends. You know, it depends what kind of boots you want to get. I would say 80% of the games I go for Ionian boots, because you may think that Blitzcrank is tanky, but really he's not that tanky. Like he's not like Alistar or Braum or Malphite. Like, you know, he's definitely tanky. But if you get caught out, you die. It's not like you can survive for a long time. I don't know why, but it just, Blitzcrank is not as tanky as the other tanks. So Ionian Boots of Lucidity really contributes towards your ability cooldown. So, you know, you play Blitzcrank not as a frontline, but, you know, you just want to hook the enemy, stun the enemy, silence the enemies. That's what Ionian Boots is really good for. But if the enemy is full attack damage, like 5 attack damage champions, get Plated Steel Caps. It will just provide you so much value. I'd never really go for Mercury Threads, by the way, because, you know, you don't really need those. Okay, about your enchantment, you can go for Mercury's, you can go for Redemption, you can go for Locket. Locket good against burst damage, of course, but you can also, look, these are some that I almost never see people do. Mercury's Shadows, not Mercury's, but yeah, I mean, just Shadows. This one is so good, guys. Listen to me. Use the Shadow. Your Shadow is going to slow the enemy, and then when the enemy is slowed, you can hit your hook for free. Do you get my point here, guys? See, these are the little secrets. Well, it's not really secret, but these are the little things that you can do on Blitzcrank that really not many people do. I have never actually seen anyone do it. So this can be good against matchups that you cannot catch up to, like Janna, for example, because Janna is very fast. The shadows are going to slow her, and you can hook her. Easy peasy. The other one that could be good is this one, Protobelt. Use Protobelt if you're really good at Blitzcrank. This one is only good on Blitzcrank if you are already really good at Blitzcrank, because this one is really good to get close to the enemy and then hook them immediately. So if you're already good at Blitzcrank, then you can experiment with Protobelt too. As your third item, it's situational. If the enemy has heavy ability power, you can either go for Abyssal Mask or where's this item here, or for Force of Nature. Go for an Abyssal Mask if the enemy has Assassins. Let me explain to you why. If they have Evelynn especially. Evelynn, Akali, Katarina actually. This one is amazing against those champions. So when they dive you, Not only you have a magic resist, but this item, as it reads Abyssal, nearby enemy champions take 15% bonus magic damage. So if your team has a lot of ability champions and the enemy has assassins like Evelynn, Katarina or Akali, assassins with ability power, buy Abyssal Mask. This one is very, very good and to assassins because your team can do bonus damage to them. Deadman's Plate is a really good item on Blitzcrank too because first of all, it gives you armor, it gives you the bonus movement speed, but also bonus damage. And this one is really good to combine with your third ability. Whenever you hook an enemy and then you hit him with the third ability, you're gonna do some bonus damage with Deadman's Plate, which is quite good. Get Randuin's Omen if the enemy has a lot of crit damage, especially Yasuo. If you're against a Yasuo and an ADC that also has crit damage, like Jinx, buy this item as your third item. Seriously, buy it as your third item. It will just provide so much value. So, yeah, that's it about how to build him. So about the runes, Aftershock, guys. After your first ability, third ability, ultimate, whatever, you get Aftershock, which is huge. This is gonna make you super tanky on Blitzcrank, and you really need this rune. You really need this rune because, like, you're not that tanky. Blitzcrank is not that tanky. And here, weakness. Whenever you hook an enemy, whenever you silence enemies, they're gonna take 5% more damage. This is a no-brainer. Always go for weakness. And here, again, as I said, when you play Blitzcrank, you really want to stay next to an ally. So loyalty is gonna provide you so much value here because you get armor and magic resist, and your ally next to you gets armor and magic resist. As my fourth rune, I go for Pack Hunter. Now you can just decide to go for Hunter Genius. This is also good, of course. But I just prefer Pack Hunter because, it gives you bonus gold. It allows you to chase enemies even easier because it gives you bonus movement speed, which is really nice combined with your second ability as well. Yeah, and about the spells, Heal and Flash. However, you can also use Exhaust. This is a very underrated one, by the way. I never really see people use Exhaust for some reason. But use Exhaust, I keep repeating this in my support videos. Use Exhaust if the enemy has like a heavy carry, like Katarina or Cannon, things like all-in champions. Okay, that was it about the build. Let's get into the gameplay. Alright, on to the gameplay. So, I still love how people don't show as much interest in the support role as any other role. Because I keep saying it, but watch these videos. Just watch the support videos that I make, and you will see that you can genuinely carry games on support. And yet again, in this video, I'm not gonna tell you if we won or lost. I'm just gonna show you that I can provide so much value to my team when playing support. So let's talk about Blitzcrank, because Blitzcrank is he's really different from any other support. You cannot shield your allies, you're not a good frontline, you're basically not good at anything except for hooking the enemy. And this is the whole point of Blitzcrank, guys. Blitzcrank has this huge ability, which is the first ability. It's basically an all-in ability. If you hit this ability, you kill the enemy. If you miss this ability, you're useless until the ability is back up. So, as you can see, this enemy is actually playing really smart. They're actually hiding behind the minions, and this is how you want to play against Blitzcrank. Look at what the enemy is doing, guys. Whenever I try to get a hook, they just stay behind the minions. This is a very easy way to just deny the hook. So let's talk about Blitzcrank. So as I said, it's all about your hook. All about your hook. And as you can see, boom, just like that. And here it didn't do too much because first of all, we have a Vayne. Vayne is a really weak early game champion, and secondly, I just hooked the Galio, which doesn't really do too much. So I picked Blitzcrank in this draft actually because we have a Vayne. So with a Blitzcrank, you can still get kills on a Vayne early game, because when you hook an enemy, especially next to a wall, you can still kill him with the Vayne. And when you get kills on a Vayne, oh, I almost hit it. When you get kills on a Vayne early game, and she can get to late game for free, you have such a massive advantage because obviously Vayne is a late game champion. So with Blitzcrank, you also want to roam. As you can see, I was ready to help out my Evelynn. So the reason that you want to roam is because you're actually very strong in the early game. With your hook, with your third ability. There, look at this. This is what I mean, guys. Did you see that hook? I just body blocked the Galio as well, so we cannot run away. Easy peasy first blood. All because of the Blitzcrank hook. You can already see, that Blitzcrank is actually not bad if you can hit your hooks. He's actually pretty good. It's kind of funny. He's definitely not bad. So here, rotating to my teammate. I'm ready to help them. Always gotta be ready to help. Take a look at this. The Orianna's here. Boom! I hook him immediately. Easy kill. I didn't give him a single chance. I just used hook and then flash. And this is yet another thing that you can do on Blitzcrank. You can use your hook and then immediately flash, and what's gonna happen then is you're gonna cancel the animation and immediately hook the enemy. This should be a free hit. You know, this should always be a free hit. And this one can be good if you really want to hit your hook, right? So when I play Blitzcrank, I try to position carefully, so I never have to use my flash to run away. Because if you do this, you can use your flash offensively. And this is a huge part of Blitzcrank's kit. Because if you can use your flash offensively, you know, flash forward and hook the enemy, it's literally a free hook. And it could possibly be a free kill. Keep this in mind, guys. This is very, very important. So look at this. Always looking for a hook. And boom! I actually hooked him. He stunned him into the wall. I silence him and he flashes away. Do you see how crazy this is, guys? If you just keep hitting the hooks on Blitzcrank, you're gonna provide so much value to your team. And here they're playing aggressive. What does that mean? That means that the enemy is gonna gank us. That's, you know, whenever the enemy goes aggressive like that, you can already tell that they're gonna, you know, they're trying to gank you. So yeah, look at this. You know, they just can't kill us anymore. And right now, my whole point is getting the vein fed. I'm just trying to hook the enemies, get kills for my Vayne, and you know, I'm doing a really good job at it. I already got my Vayne 2 kills, which is really, really huge in the first 4 minutes of the game already. So let's talk about late game Blitzcrank, and you'll see how I play him in the late game. In late game, he's kind of useless in team fights. But what is he good at? Of course, hooking the enemy. So the way that you want to play Blitzcrank late game is you really want to catch out an enemy. That's the whole point of Blitzcrank, guys. And it's really risky. I know it's risky, but when you catch an enemy and kill him, it's a 4 versus 5. So that's the whole thing. And the thing about Blitzcrank 2 is, take a look at this. Boom, hook up, and this. Do you see this? This is Blitzcrank. This is how I play Blitzcrank. You do these random hooks and they will never see you coming, and kill the enemy and then get an advantage. So let me explain another thing that's very important. So the ultimate. You want to chain your CC. You don't want to use it all at the same time. So here, boom, boom, just like that. So I don't hook him and immediately knock him up. I hook him, I wait, and then I knock him up. And then you need to wait again. You know, you need to wait for the whole animation to happen. And when the enemy falls down and your knock up is gone, you use your ultimate. If you do that, you're going to be able to effectively CC the enemy for like 3 seconds instead of 2 seconds. This is very important, by the way, because like as I said, you never want to just hook, knock up and silence all at the same time. You want to hook the enemy, wait for the animation, and then look, oh, I missed it. You want to hook the enemy, wait for the animation, then knock them up, wait for the animation again, and then when they fall on the ground, you silence them. If you do this, they can never escape. They can't even flash away if you do this. But if you do it all at the same time, you know, right after they can flash away. They might not be dead. Keep this in mind. Very, 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 very important to know. I actually went for Mercury threats here. Let me think why I went for Mercury threats. Because during the build part of this video, I actually explained that Mercury threats are almost never good on Blitzcrank. So let me actually think. So we're against a Galio and we're against an Orianna. Why would I go for Mercury threats? Like, if I'm looking at it right now, it's a mistake. You really shouldn't go for Mercury threats on Blitzcrank, and because you're always going to be hooking enemies, right? I don't know. I really don't know why I did it. But yeah, it is what it is. I still don't recommend you to go for Mercury threats. So let's take a look at this. Oh, I missed it. And this is, of course, the weakness of Blitzcrank, right? As you can see, I missed the hook, so I'm useless for 13 seconds. Literally useless. You can't do anything. So you gotta wait for your hook and then try again. That's the whole thing with Blitzcrank, right? So let's take a look at what's gonna happen. I waited for his stingy, boom, boom, and boom. I waited for his second ability because Fiora's second ability can actually block my CC. And then I knocked her up, waited for the animation. I hooked her, waited for the animation again, and then I silenced her. No chance to survive. So here you can see, you know, Blitzcrank is actually quite good with Vayne, because if you're able to get those hooks off, you can actually give a free game to Vayne. By the way, guys, make sure you give this video a like. You know, it really helps the video if you just give it a like. So, you know, if you forgot about it, which you guys told me in the comments, sometimes you forget, make sure you give the video a like. Also, you know, doing a 15 skin giveaway. All you gotta do to enter the skin giveaway is put down a comment under this video. But what are the Oh, I have something to ask you guys. I have something to ask you guys. So, do you... Oh my god, it's so good, by the way. Wait, should I really... Yeah, I'm gonna ask you in this video. So, do you guys remember the Twisted Fate video where I asked you about, you know, likes? Like, what do you guys think about me asking for likes? So, I'm gonna ask you another thing. So, I'm actually gonna take a break from college to do YouTube full-time, 1 year, and then see what's gonna happen. And I want to ask a question about sponsorships, because sponsorships are huge. Okay, so like, you know, of course right now I'm earning money with my YouTube channel. It's my job right now. And I want to tell you that sponsorships are like, you know, when you get sponsored, it's big money. So you can actually do it full-time with sponsorships. But sponsorship seems to not be liked by viewers. And I understand, because I don't like it when a content creator has sponsors either. But let me explain to you guys. Sponsorships, like, if one video gets a sponsor, it's like I get the same revenue from that sponsor from like 2 weeks of ad revenue. That's how crazy it is. So these sponsorships obviously help me a lot. And I don't only want to do content like this on my YouTube channel. Like, I want to hire editors, and I actually did hire an editor, funny to say, to make montages, to make special videos, you know, to make these really, really good videos. And honestly, I can only do that if I get sponsors. So I want to ask your opinion on this. Like, what do you guys think if I get, you know, if I put sponsorships in my videos? Because I get a lot of emails from sponsors, but I've just kind of been ignoring them and only taking a few of them. But it's just like, I can make better videos. It's just you guys have to watch some ads in some of my videos, like maybe once a month or twice a month, maybe 3. I don't know. So let me know in the comments. Like, I want to dedicate this comment section to the sponsors. Like, what do you guys think? Like, because the sponsors are not always top quality. It's just that, you know, they pay a lot of money. That's the whole thing. And with a lot of money, I'm actually also gonna do a bigger giveaway. Like, if I can fix sponsors, I think next month I'm gonna do a 30 skin giveaway. Because why the hell not? You know, why would I take everything? I'm just gonna share it with you guys. And of course, you know, I can do better content as well. That's the whole point of sponsorships. Doing YouTube full time. Because it's really hard, guys, you know. Like, I don't want to sound like no, it's not hard. It's just hard to make a sustainable income. That's the thing, you know, because maybe Wild Rift is gonna die, maybe the ad revenue is gonna go down. Do you get my point here, guys? So for me to do it full time, this is actually a very important thing. So, you know, enough about that. So let me know in the comments. I'm gonna read every comment, just like the Twisted Fate video, because this is a very important subject to me. And I really want, you know, the reason that I'm doing this, I know it's my channel, but I don't want this to feel like it's only my channel, because the community around this channel is so amazing that I just feel obliged that I have to, you know, share all this with you guys and also give you a voice to say something. And that's a choice that I'm making, you know, that's a choice that I'm making to let you guys decide these things too. So let me know, okay? All right. So that was my whole talk about this. But I think it's important because I really don't want to upset you guys, you know? And that's just because I really love the community. So that's why I'm paying extra attention to this. So as you can see in this game, I have 15 assists, which is huge. I keep hooking enemies and getting those kills for my teammates. And as I said, you know, this is how you play Blitzcrank. You don't want to just 5 versus 5. Because Blitzcrank is actually quite weak into a 5 versus 5. Because if you hook an enemy in a 5 versus 5, what can they do? They can just fully engage. And then it's not useless, but it's not as good anymore. But when you catch out an enemy, you can just boom, instantly burst them down. And that's where Blitzcrank becomes a good pick, guys. That's the playstyle that you have to have on Blitzcrank. To hook them and kill them. Don't wait for team fights. Always look for these opportunities in 2v2s, 3v3s, or catching out an enemy. Don't just go for 5 versus 5s, guys. This is a massive weakness of Blitzcrank. It's a massive weakness. And the reason that Blitzcrank is actually so bad is I just feel like people really don't know how to play this champion. And I actually have more Blitzcrank videos on my YouTube channel. All you gotta do to find it is look up HellsDevil Blitzcrank. You know, only if you want to see more Blitzcrank. So take a look at this. What is Vayne doing right now? She's carrying the game. Why is she carrying the game? Because of the free early game that I managed to give to Vayne. Here, look at this. Vayne doesn't even need me anymore. Here I actually tried to hook the Evelyn while she was invisible, kind of funny, but yeah. Do you get my point here, guys? This is the point of Blitzcrank. When you, yeah, boom, they surrendered. Easy peasy game. I literally gave my Vayne a free early game because I played Blitzcrank and I kept hooking the enemies, giving my Vayne free kills. That's what you wanna do. So let's take a look at how much damage, rating, whatever, you know. Let's take a look. I got 8 here, you know, which is pretty nice. There, as you can see, you know, me and the Vayne just carried the game. So I really hope you guys enjoyed this video, and yeah, I will see you all in the next Wild Rift video. Bye bye.